the divisive matter of the treatment of Jamaicans by Trinidad and Tobago immigration officials and the wider issue of obstacles to hassle-free inter-regional travel dominated discussions within and without in-camera talks at the 37th regular meeting of CARICOM heads of government in Guyana this week. The closed-door talks between Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness and his Trinidad and Tobago counterpart, Dr. Keith Rowley, were of particular interest, and both leaders provided updates to the media on the ongoing negotiations. Here's Peter Gay Coombs with the details.
Jamaicans are preparing for the heavily anticipated visit of Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley on July 17, 2016 to resolve the immigration concerns which are threatening to disrupt diplomatic and trade relations between the CARICOM neighbours. In addressing questions from the media regarding the stalemate with Jamaica, the Twin Island Republic's leader is of the view that the deportation of Jamaicans from his home country is being blown out of proportion.
We do have some element of free movement in the region, governed by law, and we are committed to observing that. I know it is easy to create issues over 12 persons not being allowed to move, but we do have thousands of persons moving without impediment. So we shouldn't overplay those difficulties. And insofar as there are requirements for entry, those requirements ought to be observed. And if there are impediments to entry, those impediments ought to be removed. There's not many of the Jamaicans. There are 1 point how many million Jamaicans. If we do have complaints, we'll address those complaints. What is not going to be encouraged are persons using those complaints as a basis for fracture in the region.
Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness, in a press briefing on the final day of the conference on Wednesday, said he is looking forward to the visit by his Trinidad and Tobago counterpart, but refused to be drawn on Dr. Rowley's comment. In reiterating a sentiment that heads of government attending the summit have consistently expressed, Prime Minister Holness said it is high time for the common market and economy to be made fully functional and fairness applied in all member states to the free movement of nationals.
We have had direct discussions and frank discussions with the Prime Minister of Trinidad. We have raised our concerns. We have raised our national interests in this regard. And I believe that the government of Trinidad has responded in a very positive way. Previously, the discussion has been mostly about the free movement of goods. Now, based upon the lobbying and the discussions we have had, I think all the heads recognize that the complementary movement of labor is as equal to the movement of goods if this single market and economy is going to work.
Meanwhile, a special advanced passenger information system APIS report entitled The CARICOM Single Market and Economy, Freedom of Movement and Transportation Within the Caribbean Community has put forward salient recommendations regarding hassle-free intra-regional travel. The report, which was discussed during lengthy plenary sessions among heads of government on Wednesday, identified among the immigration transgressions committed by member countries the violation of the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ's ruling in 2013 in the suit brought against the Barbados government by Jamaican Shanique Myrie. They also singled out the failure of immigration officials to provide detailed reasons for their decision to refuse entry to non-nationals from within CARICOM. Dr. Rowley indicated the matter was discussed, and while the recommendations will be adopted, member states will have the final say in who ultimately gains access at their borders.
The heads of government spent a very long time yesterday clarifying the ambiguities which resulted in the reporting issues, and I think we've made some progress there. However, the glib reference to Shanique Myrie was also discussed at length, where we have determined what exactly is meant by a refusal on the basis of security. And I think that our position is that the determination of security is a matter for the person or the state that's determining that.
Mr. Holness stated that the talks examining the APIS report centered on how CARICOM states cooperate while protecting the sovereignty of their borders.
The issue is that the Caribbean Court of Justice has ruled that security could be one issue which could be a basis on which a CARICOM national is denied entry into another CARICOM territory. It can't be arbitrary, obviously, and therefore there has to be systems in place, such as advanced passenger information sharing, which would alert a receiving country of someone who has, for example, done something that would be in violation of the law of the country they are seeking to enter. Or a mechanism could be put in place where if a citizen is denied entry, there is a protocol for the country of the citizen who has been denied to be notified.
Peter Gay Coombs reporting for CEEN Caribbean News.